Shadow of Deception. Commander Elena Reyes stood motionless on the bridge of the UN Harbinger, Earth's most advanced diplomatic vessel. The stars seemed to hold their breath as humanity prepared for its first official contact with the Galactic Council. After centuries of dreaming about alien civilizations, the moment had finally arrived. Elena's dark eyes reflected the stars outside the viewscreen, her normally steady hands betraying the slightest tremor. "All systems ready, Commander," Lieutenant Jackson reported from his station. Translation protocols initialized and diplomatic package prepared for transmission. Elena nodded, taking a deep breath to calm her racing heart. As Earth's primary representative, she carried the hopes and dreams of 8 billion humans on her shoulders. She'd been selected not just for her diplomatic skills, but for her uncanny ability to read people, a talent that had served her well throughout her career. Today, she hoped it would serve all of humanity. "Open a channel," she ordered, her voice stronger than she felt. "This is Commander Elena Reyes of the United Earth Nations vessel Harbinger. We come in peace and friendship, seeking dialogue with the Galactic Council." The massive viewscreen flickered, then revealed a chamber unlike anything human eyes had ever witnessed. 7 distinctly alien beings sat in a crescent formation. The central figure, a tall, willowy creature with silvery skin and 4 arms, leaned forward. "Commander Reyes," the alien spoke in perfect English, its voice melodic yet unsettling. "I am High Consul Zirax of the Galactic Council. Humanity's emergence into interstellar society is noted." Something in the way Zirax spoke sent a chill down Elena's spine, but she maintained her diplomatic smile. "High Consul, we bring greetings from Earth. We are honored to join the galactic community and look forward to peaceful exchange of knowledge and culture." The diplomatic dance continued for hours. The Council representatives, consisting of species called the Varan, Krell, Nexeri, Tundari, Ophidians, Sylph, and Viridians, explained their structure, their 1,000-year history, and their mission of guiding younger species into the cosmic fold. But with each passing minute, Elena's unease grew. Their words spoke of peace and cooperation, but something in their mannerisms, their subtle expressions, felt wrong. During a brief recess, she cornered Dr. Samir Kapoor, the mission's xenobiologist. "Something's off," she whispered, keeping her expression neutral for any watching eyes. "They keep using terms like integration, guidance, and oversight, never partnership or alliance." Samir nodded slightly. "I've noticed. And have you seen how they react whenever we mention our technological progress? Almost concerned." Meanwhile, Science Officer Wei Lin had been covertly analyzing the Council's communications during the meetings. He approached Elena with a datapad, his face pale. "Commander, I've detected encrypted transmissions between their ships. Our AI translation matrix has decoded fragments. It's not good." Elena glanced at the pad and felt her blood run cold. Words like containment, resource acquisition, and potential threat appeared repeatedly in reference to Earth. "They're not welcoming us," she murmured. "They're assessing us." When the diplomatic session resumed, High Consul Zirax presented the Council's offer. Earth would become a protected territory under Council authority. Humanity would surrender its independent military development, provide access to all planetary resources, and accept Council advisors in all major governments. "This is standard procedure for emerging species," Zirax explained smoothly. "In a mere century or two, humanity might qualify for associate status." Elena kept her expression neutral. "Your offer is comprehensive, High Consul. We'll need to consult with our government." "Of course," the alien replied, but Elena caught the momentary narrowing of its iridescent eyes. "We'll escort you back to your solar system." Back on the Harbinger, Elena called her senior staff to the secure briefing room. "They're planning something," she stated flatly. "Wei, what else have you decoded?" Wei projected his findings onto the table's holographic display. "They've already dispatched resource survey ships toward Earth. There's mention of preliminary pacification protocols scheduled to begin within 2 Earth months. Invasion, Alina translated grimly. They don't see us as equals. They see us as a resource to be harvested. Lieutenant Commander Darius Jones, head of security, leaned forward. We need to warn Earth. Now. Agreed. But there's a problem, Alina replied. We're being escorted by 3 council vessels. If we make a run for it, they'll know we're onto them. I've been monitoring their sensor protocols, Wei offered. There's a blind spot in their coverage near the Kuiper Belt. If we can reach it, we might be able to create a distraction and send a warning drone back to Earth. The plan formed quickly. As they approached the Kuiper Belt, Alina would request a science stop to study an unusual comet, a seemingly innocent request that would position them near the sensor blind spot. Meanwhile, Wei would prepare a stealth drone loaded with all their intelligence. This is bigger than just our mission, Alina told her crew. Earth's future depends on our success. The request for a scientific detour was approved, though Alina noted increased surveillance from their escorts. As they approached the designated comet, Wei signaled with a subtle nod. The drone was ready. Now, Alina whispered. Lieutenant Jackson executed a pre-programmed sequence, venting plasma from the ship's starboard thrusters while simultaneously releasing the stealth drone from the shadow of the explosion. The Harbinger rocked violently, simulating a thruster malfunction. Council vessels, we're experiencing technical difficulties, Alina broadcast, her voice conveying calculated panic. Containment systems failing. The council ships immediately backed away from the apparent radiation leak, just as Alina had predicted. In the confusion, no one noticed the small drone slipping away toward Earth at maximum speed. Containment restored, Alina reported several minutes later. Apologies for the alarm. The lead council vessel, commanded by a Krell captain, moved closer. Harbinger, our sensors detected unusual energy readings during your malfunction. Alina felt her heart race but kept her voice steady. Likely from our emergency containment protocols. Our systems are still calibrating. The Krell seemed unconvinced. We will escort you directly to Earth now. No further delays. As they approached Earth's solar system, Alina knew their deception wouldn't hold much longer. The warning drone would arrive just hours before them, giving Earth precious little time to prepare. What she didn't expect was the Council's preemptive strike. Without warning, the escort vessels opened fire on the Harbinger. Energy beams sliced through their shields, crippling the engines and communications array. They know. Darius shouted over the blaring alarms. They must have detected the drone. Alina gripped her command chair as the ship rocked under another hit. All hands to escape pods. Initiate the Scorched Earth Protocol. The Scorched Earth Protocol was a last resort measure. The Harbinger would self-destruct, taking as much data about Council technology with it as possible. Alina helped wounded crew members to escape pods, ensuring the ship's AI core containing all their intelligence was secured in Wei's pod. Commander, you need to go, Darius insisted, bleeding from a head wound. Alina shook her head. Captain goes down with the ship. Someone needs to make sure the self-destruct isn't compromised. She handed him a small data crystal. Get this to Earth Defense Command. It's everything we know about their weaknesses. As the final escape pods launched, Alina returned to the shattered bridge. Council boarding parties would arrive any minute. She activated the ship's remaining communication system. This is Commander Alina Reyes of the UEN Harbinger. She broadcast on all frequencies, hoping the message would reach Earth. The Galactic Council comes not in peace. They plan to conquer and exploit. Earth has less than 2 months before full invasion. Fight, never surrender. She initiated the final sequence as the first boarding party breached the hull. The Harbinger's reactor went critical, consuming the ship and the boarding aliens in a miniature sun. Wei's escape pod, along with 3 others, managed to evade the Council vessels in the debris field. For 10 days, they drifted on minimal power, finally reaching Mars orbit where Earth patrol ships recovered them. Earth's unified government received the warning with grim determination. Old national rivalries were set aside in the face of extinction. A crash defense program began, but conventional weapons would be no match for the Council's advanced technology. In a secret facility beneath the Antarctic ice, Dr. Maya Chen had been researching dark matter theory for years. With Earth's best scientists now focused on her work, breakthroughs came rapidly. The Council's shield technology can't block what it can't detect, Maya explained to the assembled military leaders 6 weeks after the Harbinger incident. Dark matter passes through normal matter. We found a way to harness it, both as a power source and as a weapons system. General Hassan looked skeptical. You're saying we can build ships that are, what? Invisible? Intangible? Not exactly, Maya replied, pulling up a holographic simulation. The ships exist in a quantum superposition, partially phased into dark matter space. Council sensors and weapons would pass right through them. Meanwhile, our dark matter cannons would disrupt the molecular bonds of their ships from the inside out. Admiral Zhang leaned forward. How soon can you build a prototype? Maya glanced at her team. With unlimited resources, 4 weeks for a fighter-sized craft. You have 3 weeks, the Admiral replied. And resources are unlimited. 20 days later, the UN Phantom took its first flight. Black as night, its hull absorbed rather than reflected light, bizarre geometries rippling across its surface like living shadows. Test pilot Major Derek Rodriguez guided the craft through its paces, phasing through solid objects and demonstrating weapons that reduced target asteroids to atomic particles. It works, Maya breathed, watching the test footage. Now we build a fleet. As the Council's invasion armada approached Earth orbit, humanity prepared its desperate defense. Conventional forces would engage first, a sacrificial delaying action, while the Shadow Fleet waited in dark matter phase, invisible and untouchable. The fate of humanity would rest on whether the gamble paid off. Darkness unleashed. The Galactic Council's invasion fleet emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, over 300 vessels arranging themselves in a blockade pattern around Earth. Their massive dreadnoughts dwarfed humanity's conventional defenses, gleaming with alien technology far beyond what Earth should possess. High Commander Krulvex stood on the bridge of the flagship Inevitable Dominion, surveying the blue-green planet below. Primitive, he muttered, mandibles clicking in what passed for amusement among his kind, but resource-rich. Begin the standard intimidation broadcast. On every communication device across Earth, the Council's message played. Surrender all military assets, accept Council rule, and survive as a subject species, or face immediate extinction. Earth's response came from Admiral Catherine Zhang, standing resolute in United Earth Defense Headquarters. Galactic Council, we reject your terms. Humanity bows to no one. We choose freedom, even if it costs us everything. Krulvex's compound eyes narrowed. Predictable defiance. Commence the first wave attack. Target their defensive satellites and major military installations. The Council fleet surged forward, energy weapons lancing out to destroy Earth's orbital defenses. The planet's conventional forces responded, missiles, rail guns, and energy shields, but were hopelessly outmatched. Within an hour, Earth's visible defenses were reduced by 60%. Their resistance is already failing, reported Sub-Commander Tarn. Shall we begin planetary bombardment? Krulvex made a gesture of approval. Target their largest population centers. Let them witness the price of defiance. But as the Council ships positioned themselves for bombardment, Admiral Zhang issued a command from deep within Cheyenne Mountain. Operation Shadow Strike. Now, across the solar system, 27 ships unlike any seen before disengaged their stealth systems. The UN Phantom led the formation, its midnight black hull seeming to bend light around it. Major Rodriguez, now captain of the Phantom, gave the order. All ships engage dark matter drives. The Shadow Fleet accelerated toward the Council armada, their hulls rippling with blue-black energy as they partially phased into dark matter space. On the inevitable Dominion, alarms suddenly blared. Unidentified vessels approaching. Tarn shouted, "They're not registering properly on our sensors." "Impossible," Krellvex hissed. "No pre-Council species has stealth technology that advanced. Destroy them." The Council vessels fired, but their energy beams passed harmlessly through the Shadow Fleet. Captain Rodriguez watched with grim satisfaction as his ship phased right through a Council cruiser. "All ships, execute attack pattern Omega. Fire dark matter cannons on designated targets." From the Shadow Fleet, strange weapons fired. Not energy beams or projectiles, but distortions in space itself. Where they touched Council ships, matter simply came apart at the molecular level. 3 dreadnoughts disintegrated into expanding clouds of particles. "What is this?" Krellvex roared, his exoskeleton paling with fear. "How are they doing this?" The Shadow Fleet moved with impossible agility, phasing through solid matter at will, appearing inside Council vessels' shields to deliver devastating attacks before disappearing again. With each passing minute, more Council ships were reduced to drifting debris. Dr. Maya Chen, aboard the UEN Spectre, monitored the dark matter readings. "The technology is working beyond expectations," she reported to Captain Isamu Tanaka. "But we're pushing the phase generators to their limits. We can't maintain this level of integration for more than 30 minutes. Captain Tanaka nodded. "Then we make every minute count." He opened a channel to the entire fleet. "Focus fire on their command ships. Cut off the head." The Shadow Fleet converged on the Council's command vessels, dark matter cannons tearing through their supposedly impenetrable hulls. Council ships tried to flee, but the Shadow Fleet could match their acceleration while phasing through any obstacle. Aboard the inevitable Dominion, chaos reigned. "Half the fleet is disabled or destroyed," Tarn reported, mandibles trembling. "These humans, they are using dark matter technology." "Impossible," Krellvex repeated, but with less conviction. "No species has ever weaponized dark matter. The quantum instabilities alone would." His words died as the viewport showed 5 shadow ships materializing around his flagship, their hulls rippling with otherworldly energy. Captain Rodriguez's voice came over the Council communication system. "This is the UEN Phantom to Council flagship. Your fleet is decimated. Surrender now." Krellvex chittered in rage. "Humans are slaves, not equals. We will never." The Phantom fired a precision dark matter pulse that disintegrated the flagship's weapon systems while leaving the command center intact. "Next one takes your life support," Rodriguez stated flatly. "Choose." For the first time in over 800 years, a Council invasion force surrendered. As Earth forces secured the remaining Council vessels, Admiral Zhang confronted the captured High Commander. "Why?" she demanded. "Why target us for conquest rather than peaceful contact?" Krellvex's compound eyes reflected defeat. "You evolved too quickly. Most species take millennia to develop spaceflight after discovering electricity. You did it in less than 2 centuries. The Council saw your potential and deemed you too dangerous to allow uncontrolled growth. And now," Zhang pressed. "Now," the alien commander admitted, "the Council will fear you. No species has ever defeated a full invasion force. None has mastered dark matter manipulation. Earth's victory came at a cost. Many lives were lost in the initial assault, and the dark matter technology had nearly reached critical instability during the battle. But humanity had proven itself a force to be reckoned with. In the aftermath, Earth established a perimeter defense system using dark matter beacons. Dr. Chen led efforts to refine the technology, making it safer and more stable. The captured Council ships provided a treasure trove of advanced knowledge that accelerated human development by decades. 6 months after the battle, a new Council delegation arrived, this time with a very different offer. Humanity would be recognized as a sovereign power with all rights and privileges of founding Council members. Trade routes would be established, and cultural exchange encouraged. "They're terrified of us," Captain Rodriguez observed as he and Admiral Zhang prepared to meet the delegation. With good reason, Zhang replied. We did what they thought impossible. It wasn't just the technology, Maya added, joining them in her formal science uniform. It was how quickly we adapted, how willing we were to risk everything for freedom. That's what truly scares them. As they entered the diplomatic chamber to formalize humanity's new standing in the galaxy, Admiral Zhang reflected on how close they had come to extinction. Yet in their darkest hour, human ingenuity and determination had prevailed. The council representatives bowed deeply as the human delegation entered, a gesture of respect never before shown to a younger species. Behind them stood a holographic display showing Earth's shadow fleet, a dark reminder of what happened to those who underestimated humanity. Let this be the beginning of a true partnership, Zhang stated, extending her hand in the human gesture of peace. The council representatives hesitated only briefly before accepting the gesture. In that moment, the balance of power in the galaxy shifted irrevocably. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, not as suppliants or subjects, but as equals to be respected, and perhaps a little feared. As news of the victory spread throughout Earth, celebrations erupted across every continent. For the first time in human history, all people stood united not just as Earthlings, but as representatives of humanity among the stars. The Shadow Fleet became a symbol of human resilience and innovation, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humanity would not go quietly into the night. And across the vast reaches of the galaxy, other subjugated species began to whisper about the humans who had defied the Galactic Council and won, wondering if perhaps they too might reach for the stars once more.